we are picking back up where we left off with another episode of dothack infection, and we were gonna check our mail because we got some new mail. So we got one from Black Rose. She says, I don't really understand it, but I will believe you. I'm actually really busy, but I'll help you when I have time, so call me up. Which is nice to hear. Thanks. We can reply in multiple ways. Thanks, there's no need. Or we also have the option not to reply, which I kind of like, but we're gonna go for the friendly option, because why wouldn't we? Thank you. It's good to know. And we send our email. So this can help us with our relations with our various party members, so we kind of want to keep those up. But yeah, and then we have one from Helba, who we met in the first episode. So she's a major hacker, really good. So we're gonna kind of want to see her as an intriguing figure that may or may not give us some assistance throughout the game series. I've seen your powers. You can rewrite the monster's data by performing data drain when the OK sign is flashing. So that's something important, central to our character. That's not a skill that can be used by presumably anybody else. So we're going to want to kind of get an idea of what that skill is and what the utility is for that. If you use it wisely, it'll be very valuable in the future. You will need its powers. You can check the spread by a gauge in the skill selection menu. When the spread is at 100%, there may be a lethal effect on your character. So be aware of the spread of the viral infection. So that's actually a weak point in the game. I'll go into the status screen where you're supposed to see that, but there's not actually a number value. You just look at kind of this glowing green image of yourself, like your physical outline, and as you kind of get more spread of infection, it'll become more kind of like it'll start to look different, but there's no number value assigned, so it's very hard to determine, like, have I used data drain too much already and there are going to be negative consequences, or, you know, am I okay to use it again? You don't really have a clear indication, and if it were just negative status effects that resulted from it, that'd be one thing. But you can have, like, EXP get taken away. You can literally level down as a negative side effect from using data drain too much, which, that's fine. But we have no, like, we don't have an accurate read on when we might have crossed that threshold, when that negative consequence can kind of start to come into play, which is a little bit frustrating. I guess it sort of makes sense, but also it is frustrating, and I'll show you in a second once we actually log into the world. But yeah. So be aware of the spread of the viral infection. If you defeat monsters without using data drain, then the spread will decrease little by little, so do not let it get above 100%. And another warning, you are always being watched. Though you may not wish it, you will be the eye of the storm in the world. That is the fate of the one who bears the bracelet. Prepare yourself.
She knows about my bracelet. Who is she?
So just to kind of give you a sense of what I was talking about, we have this infection screen, like when we're looking at the data drain skill in our skills menu. We can see the outline of Kite, and it's in the blue right now. So as we get more and more infected, that will change, like the more we use data drain, and the risk to kind of negative consequences increases as we see this deviate from that kind of blue outline here. But that's, you know, that's about all we get. We don't get a raw number, a percentage, anything like that. It's just looking at this, and honestly, it's actually pretty punishing. You can look at it and it looks almost like this, and you can still have negative effects happen. And so it's just kind of frustrating to, like, this is all we get, and sometimes it's not enough, clearly. So Yeah, so let's check the board real quick. See if anyone's commented on our board post. Coma deleted. Oh shit.
The message I posted is deleted.
Yeah, I keep wanting to read his lines, but I'm gonna let him say them. Okay, so this is actually a really fun side quest. We're gonna need speed charms for it, but basically it's like a goblin race thing where like they're super fast and you can use speed charms to kind of speed up your movement. But you basically have to defeat the various goblins and they get more and more difficult. But you get like rare armor, and you get a rare armor set from defeating all of them throughout the game. So we're gonna want to do that. So this is Stahoni is the first one, the Golden Goblin, Cobb. If you win tag against me, I'll give you a reward, though that probably won't happen, Gob. Cocky son of a bitch. Good luck, Gob. Oh, forgot something important, Gob. Stahoni is at Detestable Golden Sunny Demon. Come alone, Gob. So this is one we'll have to complete by ourselves. We can't bring any party members with us. For obvious reasons. Tag would be too easy if we could just bring 2 other people and pincer attack or whatever. But anyway, let's start to figure some stuff out. Advance the story. ATS for short, as I like to say.
I saw a strange character in the alley. It looked like a cat. Is it possible to edit like that?
Yep, so we're being drawn over there.
A cat? Oh yeah, I saw it too. I prefer bunny girls though.
Yep. Look at them, clearly leading us in the direction of this mysterious character. So this is going to be one of our... Or actually, it's going to result in 2 of our new party members. But, interestingly enough, Adajima and Sieg are 2 characters in this game that give us a lot of help moving forward. Sieg is actually the player who plays the player character Sieg. He actually has a long history with the world, and we'll kind of go into that as we learn more about Sieg and his role in this series. Okay, so I played around with the volume levels a little bit just to kind of get a better balance. I upped the gain on my mic, and I also just kind of lowered the volume on the various sound components of the actual game. But let's see, I don't think I have Fire Lizard. But I also don't have a lot to trade with right now, so actually I'm gonna do the Goblin event or side quest first. So these equipment that you get from Goblin Tag aren't actually great by themselves. They're much better as a set, but you kind of get the various Goblin Tag side quests opened up to you as you kind of progress through
Let's
this.
play tag! If you win, I'll give you a reward!
Oh god.
I really doubt that will happen, though.
The English voice acting for the goblins is so bad. I love it. Defeat the Golden Goblin running in the field. Wow.
You did better than I thought. My bad for underestimating you.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Stahoni, and all you stand for.
But don't get cocky. I'm only an apprentice of the 4 Gob Kings.
Okay. You now have Goblin Cap, so let's actually look at that. So, yeah, it's not great, and what skill is this, Majle? Curse a target, SP decreases with time. The idea is that it's kind of like a cursed item until we get the full set, and then it becomes pretty good, actually. It won't really serve us, it won't give us much utility in, like, the second part, Mutation, but for the first part, it's pretty good. I'm just going to make a quick save, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of advance the story. I'm still level 1, which makes me a little nervous, but we'll see. Yeah, this game requires a lot of grinding, but hopefully not too early on. Plus, I want to save the grinding for off camera, so might as well do some interesting stuff first.
I've got a great area that's full of aromatic grass. Wanna go?
So this is a reference to
Okay,
dothack sign.
Mia!
Excuse me! You! Yes, you! That's a unique bracelet. Can I take a look?
Can you see it?
Yes, of course. Do you mean to say you can't see this nice bracelet? Even if you can't see it. As long as you know it's there, it's the same thing as seeing it, right?
So this is strange. No one should be able to see it. Like
I can't see any bracelet, Mia.
Well, thanks a lot for letting me look at your bracelet. I have a feeling we'll meet again. Somehow. Well, see you around.
So Elk takes an immediate disliking to Kite, precisely because Mia shows an immediate fascination with Kite. He's jealous, if that wasn't abundantly clear. Alright, so I'm pretty sure after this part we need to like log off. And it gets into a pretty kind of, you get kind of stuck in a rut where it's like, learn some things, maybe go to a key area and then log off, check your email and rinse and repeat. So it can get a little repetitive, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grind a little bit off camera and just kind of pick it up here once we've done a little bit of that. But yeah, so we'll pick up with the magic of editing. So I did a little bit of grinding, and by a little bit I truly mean a little bit. So I can go a little bit crazy with the grinding, but I only got to level 4, one dungeon. I usually, when I'm grinding, I go about 2 or 3 levels higher. The level area for a dungeon or whatever for the Chaos Gate, I go 2 or 3 levels higher than my current player level, which usually nets anywhere from 3 to 4 levels that I get in that area. So, you know, that's not bad. I wouldn't recommend going to an area that's the same level as you, and I wouldn't recommend going too much higher than that, because you're gonna have some difficulties. But anyway, I got a few levels, and I'm gonna go ahead and log out, and we're gonna check our emails, because we probably have some more. We're also gonna check the boards, but first email. Priorities. Okay, so we don't have anything new, so I guess it's just the board. Alright, is this an event character? So someone spotted a girl, probably someone spotted Aura, who we saw in the first dungeon we went to with Orca. I saw a strange character in the dungeon of Delta Expansive Haunted Sea of Sand. It was a little girl with long hair, but it didn't look like another player. She was kind of white, like a ghost, and moved without a sound. Oh, and the music might have stopped too. I could be mistaken, but if anyone sees her, please tell me. Alright. And the author is TAO. Alright, we have test version of the world, so this is where we start to get some bits and pieces of the beta version of the world, which was created by a person called Harald Horvik, who I believe is German, but he basically creates the prototype or the beta version for the full release of the world, and that is called Fragment, and it has a whole bunch of problems, which I kind of got into in the first episode of this, but we'll start to hear more and more about him and about this beta version. I heard that there was a test version of the world before it came out. Has anyone played it? So we'll get to see more from this thread as people respond to it. Protected area I can't go in by Waffle. I tried a random keyword, but a warning message came up and I couldn't go in. I think it was Delta closed Oblivious Twin Hills. Anyone know anything about it? So we're getting some keywords that we need to investigate. Increasing levels. So, and then this is someone who is just going to give us... This is actually kind of nice because, you know, realistically we might see some people posting on forums being like, hey, I'm new to this. How can I effectively and efficiently raise my level? So they might post here, and then we get some keywords that we can go check out. And it's a nice way to stick to the lore, but also kind of hold our hand and give us a nice into, okay, you're struggling, this is going to require a lot of grinding, here's quote-unquote somebody else within the game who's also struggling. So it's a nice little way to kind of give us a gentle nudge like, hey, maybe you should go here before you actually continue on with the game. Depending on the area, the level of the enemy varies, so you have to find the area that's best suited for you. An area I recommend for beginners: discovered primitive touchstone. Monsters don't vary that much in level, so you won't die too quickly and see that dreadful game over screen. But there's 5 floors to this dungeon, and the ones on the lower level are pretty strong, so just go all the way down. Or don't go all the way down. You should probably raise your level to at least level 5 in the upper levels before you go down there. Okay. And then a little lesson on keyword creation. And I'm actually gonna quit the message boards and we're gonna see if maybe there's an email. Nope, okay, still no email. So we're gonna log in. We're gonna try to get a little more done here. And I'm going to add Black Rose just because, again, as Orca mentions when we first start up the game, it's much easier with other people. Okay, so we have area for beginners, we have area known as the protected area, and we have area where the girl was witnessed. So we're actually going to go here first. It's only level 3, so we'll be just fine. I actually might get to level 5. So the other thing is, if you go to lower level areas, the amount of EXP that you kind of get is lower. So as you kind of level up, that's kind of how they scale it.
I came after reading the board, but the operator turned me back. I guess we can't play here.
Interesting. So you can tell this is a corrupted area. We're gonna try to find the actual dungeon. There we go. Okay. So we also have a spring here. I'm not sure if we actually have like enemy spawn points or not. Doesn't look like it with this expanded view of the map, but we do have fire, and fire good. So this should raise our attack. Just for a short time. Okay, so we do have some enemies to fight. Okay, nice. We got him.
Oh, no melon.
This is a new one. Oh no melon. We'll pick that up. Okay, and I'm actually just gonna go straight for the dungeon, which is in this little shell here, which is kind of cool. It's the world, man.
Thank you for playing the world. This area is currently unstable and not functioning properly due to corrupted data configurations. Please return to the field immediately and gate out to the town.
No, if I give up now, I'll never be able to help him. I must continue on.
So this is where we really start to kind of break the rules and push against the constraints of the game and the various administrators or moderators who kind of try to keep the order of things. Yeah, so one thing that's great about Kite is he's a twin blade, which in dothack is kind of a jack of all trades, so he's not really great at one particular thing. His attack is certainly not as good as Black Rose's as a heavy blade herself. But he's got some magic ability and some healing spells too, which kind of come in very useful. And that's honestly, that was a very smart choice to make our playable character something so balanced. Because we're gonna have party members that kind of specialize more. Like Black Rose is definitely suited for physical attacking and just dealing a lot of damage. She's not as well protected as some of the other classes defense-wise, so we'll have to kind of monitor her health and be there to kind of support her. But as we kind of advance through the game, we'll get kind of healers and we'll get more magic users, so it'll kind of all balance out. But then the fact that the character we actually control is very balanced was actually a really good idea. Like, I could not imagine playing this game and trying to kind of beat it successfully, like if our main character had been a wave master, let's say, who like specializes in magic. Here we go. So this purple thing shows us that we are about to encounter some kind of boss battle or cutscene. Data bug. So this is our first big enemy. We've already seen in the cutscene with Balmung in Hall Grans at Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground that we're going to need to data drain this sucker in order to make it killable. I need to data drain to defeat it. Yep. Okay, that was pretty quick. Viral infection has spread. You now have virus core C. Sometimes when you data drain enemies, you get virus cores, which can be used for gate hacking, which we'll learn a little bit about later on. But now it's, more importantly, now we can kill it, which we just did very quickly.
Wow! Cool!
And now we encounter our first Wave Master character, Mistral.
I can't believe you defeated the monster by rewriting its data!
How did she know we did all that?
Oh! Did I hit a nerve? Should I keep my mouth shut?
I've always been curious, like, how does she know precisely that's what we did? I'm gonna do some research because I'm very curious how Mistral knows that just by looking at it.
I came because I read a post about it on the board and it sounded interesting. But this place looks so weird. Even if the data is corrupted, it's too weird. Anyway, it seems strange things have been happening everywhere in the world. Ever since the server failure, it's all going downhill. There's something going on. What? Oh, damn it!
So there's always this bit with her where she really brings into focus like the fact that real people living in the real world are playing behind these characters. So she'll do something like this, and then we'll look like what?
I burned dinner.
Yeah, so she's often like cooking in the real world while she's playing the game, and she forgets about it, and then she ends up ruining dinner.
Oh well, gotta go.
And it's a nice way to kind of snap us back out of this and kind of remind us of the overall conceit that we are the player playing the player character Kite, and they don't want us to forget that because that's part of this conceit that they're kind of sustaining. And so all these characters we meet...
Invite me to your party next time. Let's do this again, Kay?
So all these characters we meet, we're also meant to believe that's Mistral we see here, but her player is living in the real world, also on a computer, playing this game. And this is one detail that they use to kind of sustain that illusion, which I think is honestly really nice. It's a nice attention to detail. Oh no.
Their eyes.
And here's my least favorite character. We also see an iteration of him in GU. I just don't like him.
Huh?
I trust your eyes. I have a favor to ask. A player I know is being harassed by a wicked monster in Delta Indiscreet Gluttonous Pilgrimage. I will vanquish the wicked monster, and I want you to bear witness. You will do that for me?
Well, I guess so.
Why
not?
Will? I knew you would say that! Oh, good! I will be waiting for you at Delta Indiscreet Gluttonous Pilgrimage. This will be good.
Ugh. Yeah, he's so weird. I just don't like him. Neither does Kite, so we're on the same page at least. Okay, let me just make a quick save and then we'll go entertain his madness. Okay, so we've got Pyros's words, area for beginners. I actually want to check this out real quick. Closed Oblivious Twin Hills. Oh, and we can't enter it. Yeah, so this is what I meant by gate hacking. Now, as we can see, we have one M virus core. We're going to need another in order to hack this and enter the area. So we can't for now. So instead, we're going to go entertain Pyros's wishes, because why the fuck not?
Is Pyros in the dungeon?
I should have invited Mistral. Missed opportunity. That's okay. There we go. Good teamwork. Alright, let's get this over with. Where are they meeting? I guess I'll just go down. Yeah, so we pretty much have to go to the end of the dungeon. Those fish are annoying too, because they also poison you. I'm gonna do some data draining just because it's good to keep it up. You get virus cores for one, you can also get some items. Okay, so just by sheer luck, I ended up finding the God statue on this floor, so I knew that this was the last floor of the dungeon for Piros's little challenge or whatever. So I used the fairy's orb to kind of deduce which area he would actually be in on this floor. So there was a little enemy portal over here, so I knew that he wouldn't be here, but there was this big square up here with nothing in it, so I knew that this was probably where he was. And because it's not an actual mission, there was no purple aura or whatever.
Ye of fair eyes, bear witness!
So he's pretty much gonna suck at this.
You're not gonna beat me! Whoa!
And we have to save him. So these enemies are annoying because they regenerate health.
Quite a new man today. You think you can defeat me? Reveal your true powers!
Is he all
I think he
right?
is.
I better help him.
Stay back! Whoa!
Yep.
Brandish! Brandish!
That proves!
There we go. Yeah, I used a lot of magic in this game.
That was quite refreshing. You may take the plunder.
Meteor Strike, that's not very good plunder. That's just a spell
No need
scroll.
to thank me. I have a feeling we will yet meet again. Until that day, farewell. May the stars shine until the end of your journey.
Oh god. Ugh. Yeah, and then he's gonna email us and like try to be friends with us. Yeah, Kite, I have the same reaction. What was that? Oh well, I got his member address, so maybe I'll invite him. No, he's just gonna sit there for the rest of this series, so whatever. Alright, let me just save real quick. Because we did actually get some levels. We got to level 7, that's not terrible. Okay, yep, so now they're telling us we have new email, so I'm just gonna log out real quick. Check the email. Nothing new on the board, though. Alright, let's see. So we have Anonymous. Warning. You have been inquiring about the server problems. Cease now. Do not ignore this warning if you wish to continue playing this game. So someone might not have been too happy about the fact that we just walked right past the administrator telling us not to go into the dungeon. CC Corp. This should be suspicious. You're our winner. Congratulations, you are the lucky winner of our 1-year anniversary power-up campaign. As a prize, you will receive a special level-up item created for this occasion. Please receive your prize at a shop in Root Town. I won. Let's go to a shop in town. And then Black Rose. what do you do? Do what when you're in your room? Don't just play games. You should go out and work out. You'll get fat. Is that supposed to be kind? I don't know. Yeah, let's ask about her. Do you exercise? I bet you're on a team. Yep, let's send it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the episode here. So we've learned a little bit. We've met some interesting characters in Mia and Elk, and we've also gained the member addresses of Mistral and Pyros. I guess is how you're supposed to say it. I always said Pyros. Anyway, we're gonna stop here and we'll pick up next time. But leave a like if you like, a dislike if you don't, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I am signing off and bye!